In the year 2002, I was no-knock raided by the chief of police, Michael Moore, of LAPD with an entire SWAT team twice in the same month. Since that date, I began studying the history of America and constitutional law. I am an autodidactic constitutional law scholar. Over the past couple years, what I've done is I've been able to devise a system, understanding that the police have created a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols that they use to arrest you. I've also created a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols for you to follow that gives you back the power when you're forced to interact with these jackboot thug pigs. It has become a tyrannical jackboot thug police state, prison state, death state. I will win the governorship and I will change the policies from the top down.
Hi, I'm Corporal Wayne with the Zaki County Sheriff's Office. The reason I pulled you over is you don't have any tail lights on.
So cops got me pulled over. First thing I'm going to do when I start recording is I'm going to put this hand right here. You see that? You see how that works? This hand is now up in the air. My camera is going to bright up the sky. So if it's nighttime, then the coppers can see that the camera is in my hand. You can see that my hand is here. The other hand goes up into the window. I'm in touchdown position right here. My hands look like they're a goalpost. This hand is actually, I took my little miniature armrest right here. I put it up right here. Bam. This is how I use my trifold. If anything happens to me, I'm all set right here. Okay, now that I got this like this, my camera's rolling. Most important thing. Second thing, my elbow goes in the windowsill right there. Do you see that? My elbow goes in the windowsill right there. There it is, right there. Now, with this hand up in the air and this hand up in the windowsill right here, I'm all set. I'm all set. The most I'm going to do is take the same hand right here, reach down and slightly roll my window down just a scooch. I'm all set up. I'm in touchdown position. This hand is rolling camera. This hand is up here so that I can reach up and grab my trifold and my proof of identification and my license. Everything is up in my visor. When that copper comes up to my window and he says, "Do you know why I pulled you over? Do you know how fast you were going? How come you didn't pull over right away?" If he says, "Hey, can I get your license, registration, and proof of insurance?" Great, because this hand is not going to have a camera in it. The one that I got my hand in now, my camera's in this hand over here. I'm in touchdown position, just like a goalpost. Now, from right here, I'm going to reach over and I'm going to, with the same hand that this phone's in, I'm going to reach over and grab my license, registration, and proof of insurance that is in my trifold right here. It's inside my trifold. Here's my license, registration, and proof of insurance right there. I got everything right there. See how that works? I'm just going to slide that bad chicken out. There's everything I have to provide by law right there. License, registration, proof of insurance. I have everything right next to my trifold. Now, no matter what he says from there, I don't care what he says. How fast were you going? Are you going to your grandma's house? Are you the big bad wolf? No matter what he says, I'm not going to answer any of his questions. I take my license, registration, proof of insurance that will be in my left hand, and I give it to him. You got it on video?
Not your actual.
No, that's not that, but that's got my DL number right on the top.
Okay.
D1940.
So you have your actual driver's license?
Well, I mean, that is an actual photocopy of my driver's license, a laser copy. Actually, if I take the rest of the tape off there, it looks prettier than my actual driver's license. There you go. I don't want to deal with, he didn't identify himself. He didn't have his registration. He didn't have his current ID. He didn't have his current insurance card. No. I have everything ready to go. It's right here with the same hand right here. I'm going to take it like this, and I'm just going to slip my information right out the cracked window for that jackboot thug pig. Put it in the comment section, JBTP, jackboot thug pig. Put it in the comment section. I don't have a back and forth with the pig. I don't do that. I do not have a back and forth with that pig. Where are you going? Where are you heading? All that? No. I'm not going to answer any questions. I'm not even going to entertain it. Not going to nod, nothing. I'm going to give him my license, registration, proof of insurance. I'm just going to slip it right there. That's how it's going to work. Here's my license, my registration, and my proof of insurance. Here's the insurance. Here's the rental car agreement. And my driver's license is right here. If you're poor and white or black or brown, don't reach around because you could die. It's a real thing. It's a reality here. So now I'm not going to get myself killed because I didn't follow a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols. I'm recording everything with my phone from over here. Everything's being recorded. You see that? The phone is facing me, so my head is the most important thing. Now, once I've given him my license, registration, proof of insurance, I'm filming everything. He asked me where I'm going. I say I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Okay.
If you ask me another question, you're violating my rights, and I'll file a lawsuit against you. Write your ticket, do what you're going to do, but don't harass me any further.
Your Honor, I'm showing him on camera that I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Piggy loses qualified immunity for questioning me. Say it with me. Piggy loses qualified immunity for questioning me. This is how it goes. This is the way it is. Now, if he says, where are you going? Where are you coming from? Do you have a firearm in the car? I'm then going to take my trifold and point at it, and I'm going to go down the list of questions. Don't ask me where I'm going. Don't ask me where I'm been. Don't ask me what my favorite color is. Don't ask me if I have a firearm. Don't ask me if I've been drinking. It says everything right there on your freaking trifold. You don't have to answer any questions. He says, where are you coming from? And I say, Your Honor, I have shown the pig at the window that I clearly have identified that I've invoked my Fifth Amendment, and he already asked me where I'm going. He's violated my Fifth Amendment right. I'm showing him on video. It's on the literature. Your Honor, this is for my federal civil rights lawsuit. If I was you, pig, I would just go write your ticket. That's what I would do if I was you, pig.
Get the hell out of my face. There's everything you need. Go on.
That's what I would. If I was you, piggy, I would go and write your ticket. This is how it works. This is how you use your trifold completely. This is the way you do it. There's no other way that I've taught. This is how you do it. Phone goes here. Elbow goes here. Trifold, identification, everything is up in the visor here. I'm ready to go. These bootlicking troll channels, they sat down and they did the math one time and they said, well, Chille, if he sells 20 trifolds in a day, that's some pretty good money. Why would he live so poor? Why wouldn't he spend some money? Why wouldn't he go and do some things? Well, you jack off nobody. It's because I have a mission. There's a purpose here. My purpose is to get a trifold in every single car in America. The mission is to get the Fifth Amendment cop cards in everybody's wallet. The yellow and blue cards only come out when there's a pig in front of you. That's when the yellow and blue cards come out. You don't pull the yellow and blue cards out until there's a pig in front of you. You memorize the card so you know it backwards and forward. But this is how you do it. This is how you do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the new redesigned Fifth Amendment cop card. Now, the driver card is in blue and the non-driver card is in yellow. Now, they're easily color-coded, so you know driving is blue, non-driving is yellow. You have to have a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards in your wallet at all times. If you carry your credit cards in your phone, it's the exact same size as your Visa, as your driver's license. And these cards, they're made out of the exact same material as a hotel key, your Visa card, your driver's license. They don't destroy. It won't melt in your wallet. You need to have a Fifth Amendment driver and non-driver cop card in your wallet. These are the best gift you'll ever give anybody. Thanks. My name is ChilleDeCastro, and I am Delete Laws.
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. Holy smokes. Can you hear me now? Give me a 5x5. Give me a 5x5. You can hear me okay. Holy smokes. I am so sorry. Are we back? Hopefully you can hear me now. Hopefully you can hear me okay. There we go. There we go, Playboy. Forgive me. Forgive me. Welcome to Delete Laws. Welcome to another rendition of Delete Laws. If you would, please put in the comment section OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Put in the comment section. If you didn't follow the intro completely, my name is ChilleDeCastro. I am a constitutional law scholar. I am autodidactic. I learned everything completely on my own. I sat and studied and studied and studied, just like I did when I was in the dungeon. And if you would, please do me a favor. If you go over to deletelaws.com right now, go to Delete Laws. I'm doing a special this week where if you get my trifold, I'm also going to give you the cop cards for free. Just like you saw in that video, I'm going to give you the cop cards 100% for free if you order a trifold today. If you order a trifold, I'm also going to give you every other SKU that I sell in my store for free. Every single thing that I sell in my store, I'm going to email it to you. Now, if you order the cop card and you order the trifold, that doesn't mean if you get the stuff in the email, which is the poster, the ebook, I'm going to send you a digital copy of this so you can make copies of it and print it out and give it to your friends and family. Everybody has to have a trifold in their car. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold in your car. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold in your car. If you have a cop card in your car. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about Press with Rancor and his trial and what he went through. I'm going to show you just 5 seconds of this real fast if you guys are new to this. But listen, do me a favor, go over to deletelaws.com and take advantage of this special because I want to give these cards away. I want to give the card away. I want to put these in your envelope and give these to you 100% for free. I want you to get these for free. So with your trifold order, and also remember, with your trifold order comes this fancy broccoli wad rubber band. And this is to go over your visor so that I know it's there. I know it's up in there because I sent you the rubber band in the mail. Deletelaws.com, Mikey B, put it in the chat. Everybody, what is going on? Thank you guys so much for coming. I super appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. There's over 500 people here. Absolutely unbelievable. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, let me know if you guys got a trifold. Good to see you, OTVO, free Rancor. So Press with Rancor was convicted, and let me show you what he was convicted of. I'm going to stay with you on this real quick here. I'm going to go right back to here, right here. This is the very beginning of the video.
Stay right there, sir. Do not come another step forward or you'll be arrested for obstructing. I apologize. Oh, if you took another step forward, sir, therefore you're under arrest right now for obstructing. Put your hands behind your back.
How
Put your hands behind your back, sir.
How am I obstructed?
Put your hands behind your back, sir.
I'm not
Do not reach for anything. Put your other hand behind your back. You're under arrest right now for obstructing. We'll get your license in a second, sir. Tough one.
Today we're looking at the case versus Press with Rancor being pushed by the Michigan District Attorney's Office. And we're going to read the Michigan Penal Code based on obstruction of an officer in their official duties in Michigan. The Michigan Penal Code, Act 328 of 1931. 750.479, resisting or obstructing officer in discharge of duty, penalty definitions. A person shall not knowingly and willingly do any of the following: assault, batter, wound, obstruct, or endanger a medical examiner, township treasurer, judge, magistrate, probation officer, parole officer, prosecutor, city attorney, city employee, court officer, or other officer, or duly authorized person serving or attempting to serve or execute any process, rule, or order made or issued by lawful authority or otherwise acting in the performance of his or her duties. 1B. Assault, batter, wound, obstruct, or endanger an officer enforcing an ordinance, law, rule, order, or resolution of the Common Council of a City Board of Trustees, the Common Council or Village Council of an incorporated village, or Township Board of a township. Sounds like they're just protecting themselves constantly. 2. Except as provided in subsections 3, 4, and 5, a person who violates this section is guilty of a felony punishable by imprisonment for not more than 2 years or a fine or not more than $2,000 or both. 3. A person who violates this section and by violation causes bodily injury requiring medical attention or medical care to an individual described in the section is guilty of a felony punishable by imprisonment for not more than 4 years or a fine or not more than $5,000 or both. 4. A person who violates this section and by violation causes serious impairment of a body function of an individual described in this section is guilty of a felony punishable by imprisonment for not more than 10 years or a fine of more than $10,000 or both. 5. A person who violates this section and by that violation causes the death of an individual described in this section is guilty of a felony punishable by imprisonment for not more than 20 years or a fine of not more than $20,000 or both. 6. This section does not prohibit an individual from being discharged with, convicted of, or punished for any of other violations of law that is committed by the individual while violating this section. 7. The court may order a term of imprisonment for a violation of this section to be served consecutively to any other term of imprisonment imposed for a violation arising out of the same criminal transaction as the violation of this section. 8. As used in this section, 8A, obstruct, includes the use of threatened use of physical interference or force or a knowing failure to comply with a lawful command. 8B, serious impairment of a body function means the term defined in Section 58C of the Michigan Vehicle Code, 1949 PA 300 MCL 257.58C.
So he's sitting in the car here. There's no volume on it. Here it is right here. Here's the felony. Here's the felony that Press with Rancor was convicted of.
Thank you. I will be right back with you guys, okay?
All right.
That's close enough right there, sir. Sir, that's close enough. Right there. That's close enough right there. That is close enough right there.
What are you saying?
I said that's close enough. Go back to where you were standing when I first told you that's close enough. No, going back up, please. I completely understand that. Stay right.
Okay, so there's an important step right here that we have to understand. There's something important that happened right here. I'm going to play it back. I want you to listen to this and listen close. Remember, I just did 4 months in jail. My conviction was overturned on appeal. If you're new to Team DLZ, go back and watch some of the videos on my channel and you'll see what happened to me.
That is close enough right there.
What are you saying?
I said that's close enough. Go back to where you were standing when I first told you that's close enough.
Go back to where you were standing when I told you that was close enough. Now listen to this, and I'm telling you this. I don't agree with this. I don't think this is right, but I want to show you how the judges in the country are going to judge you when you get in front of them and you're being charged with obstruction for recording like I was and put in the dungeon for 4 months. Listen.
I said that's close enough. Go back to where you were standing when I first told you that's close enough. No.
So he said, no, I'm good right here.
Oh, going back up, please. I completely understand that. Stay right there. Do not take another step forward.
Okay, so 2 things happened right there. The first one was that Press with Rancor was told to step back where he originally said, and then he said, okay, that's close enough. Don't come any closer. I don't know where Big Mike Audits is. Big Mike actually drove over to the trial. He sat there through both days of the trial. I'm going to bring him on in a minute. But here's how the judges are seeing it in the country. I don't agree with it. I'm just telling you how the judges in the country are seeing it. They believe that the cop is your daddy and that you have to, at some measure, comply with the cop's orders. Or they could find you guilty of a felony. You guys know I don't agree with it. I don't agree with this. But I'm telling you how the judge is going to judge you. Especially if you're an auditor or an activist and you're going to film cops. If the cop tells you that you have to back up a little bit, if you don't, and that's what saved me in my appeal when my conviction was overturned on appeal and I was released from the dungeon, I was saved because I did take 3 or 4 steps backwards. When the cop told me to back up, I slowly drifted back because Glick versus Cuniff says you can come within 10 feet. And that's exactly what I had done. And then when the cop said back up a little bit, I drifted back 3 or 4 feet. My conviction was overturned on appeal. I can't wait for Big Mike Audits to get in here because he has more to add to this. But now listen to this right here.
What are you saying?
I said that's close enough. Go back to where you were standing when I first told you that's close enough. No, going back up, please. I completely understand that. Stay right there. Do not take another step forward.
Okay, so right there, this is real important. If you're an activist or you're an auditor and you're going to film cops and the cop tells you to take a step or two back, what I'm recommending, and this is going to be on the rules of engagement for the thing I got coming up. I got something pretty big coming up, okay? So when you're filming the copper and he tells you to stand back, what I would do if I were you, I would point the camera down at my feet. I would take 1 step back, 2 steps back. They don't have to be huge steps, but you step back a couple feet because that's what freed me. That's what the judge in my appellate hearing to overturn my conviction, the judge, Michelle Levitt, said he did step back. That's how the judges see it. I don't agree with it. We should be able to film the cops anytime we want. I don't agree with it. But how are the judges going to judge you? And what is my job as a leader? To keep you out of the dungeon. I don't want you to go to the dungeon. So when you're filming a cop and he says, take a step back, all you got to do.
No. Go back to where you were standing when I first told you that's close enough.
He said, no, I'm good. And Big Mike Audits is going to come on in a minute. I don't want to steal any of his thunder or anything, but he's going to tell you some stuff that if Garrett had taken a step back, if he had taken his camera, pointed it down and said, boom, I stepped back. I'm now a foot back like you asked me to. Then you're less likely to get convicted. And I was convicted by a biased, corrupt, unprincipled judge, Ann Zimmerman. But you don't have to ever be convicted because we've learned from me going to the dungeon for 4 months. We've learned from Garrett being charged and convicted of a felony. He's facing felony sentencing on September 24th. He was found guilty of a felony. What have we learned, though? We've learned that the judge believes, I don't believe it, you don't believe it, put a 1 in the chat if you don't believe it. I don't believe that copper is my daddy. I don't think so. He's not my daddy. So I don't want to do what he tells me to do. After being in jail for 4 months and then seeing Press with Rancor was convicted, he was convicted. One of the jurors said that he was convicted because they counted how many times the copper told him to step back. The copper told him to step back 15 times. He did not step back 15 times. And he took a step forward instead of back is what the juror told Big Mike Audits. I'm going to have him on in a minute. But that's the whole key. Film your feet taking 1 step backwards. 1 step back, 1 step to the side. So the cop says, back up. Okay, I'll step back here and I'll step back here. Now I've stepped back like you asked me to do. I've complied with your order. I'm more than 10 feet away. Glick versus Cuniff in the First Circuit, they said that you have a 10-foot barrier. That's what they said in Glick versus Cuniff. And now Louisiana just passed a law that said you have to be 25 feet away. That's what Louisiana law just says.
No, going back up, please. I completely understand that. Stay right there. Do not take another step forward. I'll explain it to you in a minute. Sir, I just told you don't take another step forward.
You do not tell me what to do.
Yes, you can, because you're starting to interfere with my traffic stop.
Interference is a physical act.
Okay, I agree with Garrett. I agree with Garrett that the cop should not be able to tell me what to do. But if you don't take that one little tiny... Now listen, you guys have seen me tell a cop I'm not going to move my feet, but I'm also more than 15 feet away when I tell cops that. I station myself between 13 and 16 feet away. And then when the cop comes up and tells me to move, and I say, I'm not going to move my feet because I'm more than 12, 13 feet away. He was close. He was right on the line. He was right on that 10-foot line. Right on that 10-foot line. And what do we know? I'm going to bring on Big Mike Audits right now. Let me bring him on. Are you on there you are. You there, Big Mike?
What's going on?
Good. Turn down your speaker. I'm getting a little back feed, but
maybe it's my air conditioner.
That's okay. I thought I heard my voice.
Oh
but
yeah,
big
yeah.
deal.
No, that's probably my TV. Just give me a second here.
Everybody, welcome Big Mike Audits to the programming here. So Big Mike Audits is up in Michigan.
Better?
Yep. I can still hear myself talking. No big deal. You'll get it. But Big Mike Audits. So let me ask you a question. Did you have a chance to talk to one of the jurors after the trial?
Can you repeat that question, bud? Sorry.
Did you have a chance to talk to one of the jurors after the trial?
Still kind of trying to get settled in here.
Okay, hold on one second. I'll bring you right back on. I'll bring you right back on. So let me go back to this real quick. I want to show you a little bit more of this right here.
I just told you don't take another step forward.
You do not tell me what to do.
Yes, you can, because you're starting to interfere with my traffic stop.
Interference is a physical act.
I told you not to take another step forward, sir.
Interference is a physical act.
If I take another step forward, that is a physical. If I take another step forward, that is interfering with it.
Okay, so what's the problem with this right now? What is the problem with this? The problem is he hasn't invoked his First Amendment right. Right here, Stellar Jukebox said, "I don't need a trifold. My brain is far more law in it than any piece of paper can have on it." Okay. Well, let's take a look at the law then. I believe you. I believe you, Stellar. I think that your brain is probably way bigger than, but here, the clearly established prong right here. Let's take a look. Let me open this bad chicken big, because we're talking about press with Rancor. When he walked up to the scene, he came right to the edge of 10 feet, maybe within 10 feet. And then right here, as you guys know, you want to have a trifold on you. You get it at deletelaws.com. But then Stellar Jukebox said that he has more in his brain. Okay, well, let's take a look at the facts here. So what it says here is the clearly established prong. This is how the judges are going to see it. Not what you and I think, the judges. The clearly established prong is a two-part analysis used by the Supreme Court to determine if a public official is entitled to qualified immunity. The other prong is whether the plaintiff's allegations constitute a constitutional violation. Both conditions must be met for a lawsuit to proceed. Let me type this in again. There it is. Take a look at what this says here. The clearly established prong means at the time of the official's conduct, the law was sufficiently clear and every reasonable official would understand that what he or she is doing is unconstitutional. So all the copper has to say to beat the rap is say that he didn't know that he was invoked his First Amendment right to be the press. And so what I always recommend, as you guys know, is you pull the trifold out and you simply show the copper right there. I invoke my First Amendment right. The right to film cops is upheld in Turner versus Driver and Izari versus Yeehaw. I always films cops' faces. Our right to film police falls squarely within the First Amendment. You have to invoke your First Amendment right away. And then when that copper tells you to step back, if you're anywhere near that 10-foot line, what I'm recommending to my friends and family is that you take the camera as you're filming the cop, you point it down at your feet, you take one step back and one step to the side. Now, when you go to court and that's on video, now the judge can't say you didn't comply, you didn't step back. You did. You not only took a step back, you took a step to the side. And then you informed him, I invoke my First Amendment right to film the cops. It's right here. It's on the trifold. Or number two, it's on your cop card. It says it right there. Number one, start filming. I invoke my First Amendment right. 2017, Turner versus Driver upholds the First Amendment right to film police. Listen, I just got out of jail, being in jail for 4 months. What did I learn? I learned that when I took 3 or 4 steps back, when the copper told me to step back, that's what helped me win my appeal trial. plus Christopher Oram in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you want to hire a great lawyer, it's Christopher Oram. I think I got Big Mike audits. I think he's set up again. Are you ready to go, Mike? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. Let me know if you're ready to go, Big Mike. Do I got you back? Okay, I got you back. Are you there, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I
think
can't
I'm
see.
good.
I can hear you, but I can't see you. That's perfectly fine. So did
You
you
hear
have
me?
I can hear you now.
I
Did
hear you.
Okay, did you have a
Can you hear me?
chance to talk to a juror after the trial was over?
You can't see me?
I can see you, but just we can hear you fine. So just let's stick on the track here. So let me ask you a question. Did you have a chance to interview or talk to a
I
juror?
did. I
Okay.
I talked to one, yes.
And what did the juror tell you? Mike, what did the juror tell you? Mike, what did the juror tell you?
The juror told me they wanted to see the video one more time, and the key moment for them was when they told him to if you take one more step, I'll arrest you. He took what appeared to be a step, and they arrested him.
Okay, he took what appeared to be a step and then he arrested him. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let's take a look at that real fast. We're going to go right back to where we were a second ago. So let me just chime in real quick. So Stellar Jukebox, I'm going to disagree with you. You have to have it on a card. You got to have it on a piece of paper. You got to explain to the copper, I've invoked my First Amendment right. It's right here on a piece of paper. It's on your trifold. It's available right now. I can show it to you. There it is right there. I invoke my right to remain silent. Copper says anything else, I invoke my First Amendment right to film the cops. You have to have it down on a piece of paper. And right here, you're invoking your First Amendment right. You have to have it on a piece of paper. If you don't have it on a piece of paper, well, the clearly established prong, which we just saw right here, says that if he doesn't know which law he's violating, if he doesn't understand what he's doing wrong, then your rights can be just stripped away from you. And let's see. So Big Mike just said that they wanted to see the video again.
Stay right there, sir. Do not come another step forward or you'll be arrested for obstructing. I apologize. Oh, wait, you took another step forward, sir. Therefore, you're under arrest right now for obstructing. Put your hand.
Oh, wait, you took another step forward right there, and now you're under arrest for obstructing. So, Mike, you were in the room. You were in there inside of the trial. So, Stellar Jukebox, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. I think I saw a super chat come through. I'm so sorry. I'm just been locked in. Thank you for the super chat. I'll find it. So, Big Mike, what was the overall feeling inside of that courtroom when he was being tried for a felony for filming a cop? Mike, we're having a little bit of.
Vibe was disdain.
Are you with me? Can you hear me? Okay. Can you stick with me on this? Because I'm kind of losing you.
I'm lagging or something. I'm gonna have to go out and come back in.
Okay, go ahead. We'll see you. Okay, so he's gone right now. Listen, so how many people know that I've been in jail, that I just got out of jail after 4 months? How many people know that? Put a 1 in the chat if you know for a fact that I was in jail for 4 months. I suppose that everybody does. Stacy, thank you for the super chat. I super appreciate it. I super appreciate the super chat. God bless you, Stacy. So everybody here knows that I was in jail for 4 months. I mean, is there anybody who didn't know that? So it was Grateful Dabs. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. So everybody pretty much knows that I was in jail for 4 months. It's not what I wanted to happen to me, but here's what saved me. That I did step back when the copper told me to step back. Do I want to step back? I don't want to step back. The copper's telling me to step back. I don't want to step back. I want to be as close as I can to film what that cop is doing and what the interaction is being said. And if he's telling her that he wants to search the car, and then I can say, hey, you have the right to make sure that you don't let them search the car. But I just went through it. Alaska Audits is here. Good to see you, Alaska Audits. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. So what saved me was in the appellate trial, the appellate hearing, was that on video it shows, and Brian from Here's the Deal, you watch his channel, he showed screenshots. He's standing right here at one point, there's a line, he's standing right here at the next point, he's standing right here, then he's standing right here. So I stepped back 2 or 3 different times, and that's what completely and utterly saved me. Let me see if I can get Jim Mikowski on the phone. I'm going to call Garrett's lawyer right now. I'm going to call him right now and see if I can get him on the phone.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, Jim. I'm live. We got 700 people here listening. I just wanted to give you a call and catch up. How are you, sir?
Pretty exhausted, to be honest.
Okay. So this is Garrett Van Et's attorney. This is Jim Mikowski. Pretty exhausted, huh? How hard did you cram for the trial? How hard did you work to set up for that trial?
Most of last week, and then constantly from Sunday morning until trial was over, basically. And
there's no mistake about it. You wanted to win.
Oh, without question. I thought I was going to win. We had 2 jurors we thought we had, and we had 1 juror we knew we didn't have, and I think he managed to talk the other 2 women out of their convictions.
Really? You think you had 2 women who were going to acquit him, and then you think there was a guy on the jury who then talked those women into convicting him?
That's what I believe. It was sad. I really thought I had them in my pocket. Tough loss.
Yeah, tough law. So Jim, what happens now? What do we do now? What's the next step? So when is the sentencing?
Sentencing is September 24th.
Okay, sentencing is September 24th. And do you go back for that? Do you drive back up to?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
oh, yeah.
So that'll be your 4th trip up there.
Yes.
4th trip, 300 miles each way. So
420 miles each way.
420 miles each way. So
yes.
That's 840. Let's call it 850 just so the math is easy. So it's 850 each way, and this will be your 4th trip. So that's 1,600, 3,200, about 3,400, about 3,320, 3,320 miles of driving to go back and forth. Is that correct?
I'll take your word for it. I went to law school. I didn't go to math school.
Okay. So it's
a lot of driving. I will tell you that.
Well, 420 miles one way is a lot of driving. So then you certainly, and plus you're an attorney, your reputation, your name, your face is all on the line here. You wanted to win this case, and you just had a jury that worked against you, huh?
Well, the jury went against me. It was a highly conservative community, very much, pro, blue, support the blue, that kind of thing. The state trooper who accused him is a local boy. His sister worked for the prosecutor's office. I mean, it was, everything was rigged against me. But yeah, I did my best. I did my damnedest.
Okay. So now
I hate losing.
Oh, no, I mean, nobody likes to lose, especially publicly with tens of thousands of people who are going to see and hear this. It's got to have affected your soul the last 24 to 48 hours.
I haven't been good for much of anything today. I've been exhausted all day.
Right. And so what happens now? What happens now? What do we, you got the sentencing on September 24th. Let's talk about sentencing a little bit. So now Garrett has a felony from when he was 19 years old. Is that going to affect his sentencing now when he's 36 or 37?
Potentially. They were talking about charging him as a habitual. That was not raised in court when I was there. However, I was the third attorney. I don't know if it was brought up beforehand. It could potentially affect the sentence, though.
Okay. Okay, and what is the sentencing guidelines for Garrett? He was found guilty of felony, obstruction, and resisting. Are those two charges, or is that one charge?
It's one charge. It's a felony punishable by up to 2 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections.
But there's no victim here. There's no one laying on the ground. Garrett didn't punch anybody. He doesn't like cops, but neither do I. But the judge held that against me. You saw that. You said he hates all cops and put me in jail for 6 months. So, I mean, I know you can't see into a magic ball here, but what do you see happening here as far as his sentencing is concerned?
Well, I'm hoping to keep him out of prison. Ordinarily, I would say I've got a pretty good shot at keeping out of prison, but with everything that I've seen thus far, I don't know. Might be sitting down for a little bit.
You think there's a chance that they're going to sentence him to prison with no victim, and he never threatened violence. He's not a violent person. You think that there's a chance they're going to put him in prison, even though
I think there is. I think that there is a rather intense dislike for him up there.
Because he's a First Amendment auditor. So do you remember the judge's name?
I don't know. His last name is it's Greek. Economopoulos, I believe.
Economopoulos. Okay, well, we can find that out. And then can we petition the judge to have leniency and to have mercy and to not put this man in prison?
Absolutely. And there's a chance that we can appeal this. I don't have a copy of the judgment of sentence yet, or any paperwork where I could file an appeal yet. But an appeal could be filed. I'm not an appellate attorney. Generally, I've done some appeals, but it can be appealed. And I hope it does get appealed.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, I definitely. So then let's talk about that appellate process. You're not an appeals attorney. What is? I mean, I know I'm going to ask you because you're the attorney, even though I just have a little bit of experience on this recently, but mine was a misdemeanor. So now, what is the process for an appellate attorney? We can file a notice of appeal. Is that correct?
You file a notice of appeal, and you order a copy of the transcript, a 2-day copy of the transcript. That's probably going to be in the neighborhood of $1,000. And then once the transcript is filed, is ordered, you file the appellate paperwork within 56 days of being sentenced, and hopefully get the court to take it up on an expedited basis, especially if he's inside.
Is there a way to keep him from going to jail while he's on appeal?
Potentially. Honestly, I don't do appellate work enough. I've done a couple of appeals over the past 24 years, but I don't know about that. I would think there would be. An appellate attorney getting involved would probably be a good idea.
Okay, and so who do we have on the short list for appellate attorneys? I haven't even begun to look yet, but I will look soon.
I do have an attorney that I could talk to about it. Who I would send most of my appeals over to.
So what about an appeal bond? On my trial, I had called the bailiff a pig, which I've advised all of my subscribers and followers not to insult people in the court of law. You're trying to find resolution for problems. It's not the place to call names. I learned my lesson. Obviously, I paid dearly by putting 4 months of my life in a dungeon. So is there a chance, though, even if he's convicted and they say we're going to put him in jail for 13 months or whatever they sentence him to, is there a chance he could be not put in jail on an appeal bond?
No, Michigan doesn't use appeal bonds. That's not part of Michigan jurisprudence.
does not happen here. I mean, it would be a matter of him going and then getting his rights vindicated afterwards by an appellate court. But unfortunately, that's time that he'll never get back if it goes that way. My goal is to keep him out of prison at this point, and then hopefully we appeal that conviction, get the conviction overturned.
Right. Based on First Amendment right to film, correct?
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, what I find really curious is back in July, this officer had an interaction with Garrett, and he let Garrett get within 10 feet and didn't say a word. This time he testified that he was 8 to 10 feet away, but totally different circumstances. You know, he drew a distinction there, and I don't see it. You know, he let him get away with it one time, or I shouldn't say get away with it. He did not object to that in July, but yet he did in November.
Okay. So then, you know, from the peanut gallery over here and from the people who have all chipped in funds, you know, there's a GoFundMe that people put money into. It's $4,000 right now. Just so you know, we haven't spent a dime of that. Every single dollar that's been sent to you, I sent to you, or from people who sent me money on PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. So every single dime of that GoFundMe of that $4,000 is still sitting there. So if you need $1,000 to get the transcripts, then let me know and I will immediately get you that $1,000 to get those transcripts, because I feel like Garrett got a raw deal because he's up on and that was the thing we talked about, was that. So anyway, I'm finished my thought. I apologize. I'm a little frazzled, you know, knowing that my buddy is getting charged with convicted of a felony. So we will fund those transcripts. And I know I'm on the hook to you for some money here. So I might have to slow pay you a little bit here while we hire the appellate attorney, but I'll finish my obligation to you, Jim. I promise.
Chille, I never doubted it for a minute. Okay. And, you know, I didn't do this just for the money. Obviously I did it because I feel for Garrett's situation. He's a good guy. He really is. Yeah.
He's struggling this week, Jim. He's struggling this week. He's struggling.
I know he is.
He's going through some real stuff. I've had some phone calls with him that have been, needless to say, difficult, you know, because of the pressure and the stress he's under right now. And I know that I'm a human being, and I you know, if Garrett sees this, you know, I know we've had some tough phone calls this week, and there's been some behind the scenes drama that nobody knows about. And hopefully we can just wipe that away, because we do have to make sure that we fight to keep this guy out of jail. To me, that's the most important thing.
I agree. Whether or not he ends up going down for a felony after an appellate court looks at this, that's one thing, but he does not deserve to be locked up.
No, he didn't do anything to be locked up. He didn't do anything. Listen, from my perspective, Jim, and I know you have yours, but the only reason that someone should be locked away in a cage is if they are a danger to themselves or a danger to society.
Yeah. All he did was annoy a bunch of cops. That's what he did.
Right.
And you're right. He does not deserve to go away for that.
No, he doesn't.
Absolutely does not.
No, he doesn't. So now you have another trip up to the Upper Peninsula, September 24th for the sentencing. And
correct.
You know, Garrett told me initially that he didn't think the judge liked him, and we saw what happened to me when a judge doesn't like you. Do you feel like this judge is going to give him a fair shake, or do you feel, because I'm going to take all the people here and we're going to petition the judge to have mercy on a man who didn't hurt anybody else. He didn't physically threaten or hurt another person. So we're going to petition the judge. But what's your feeling on it? What's your gut tell you about what this judge is thinking or feeling?
Well, with regard to the sentence, I'm not sure. I will say this. I've tried a lot of cases over 24 years, and I've had judges who were actively working as prosecutors. I was fighting another prosecutor when they were on the bench. This judge did let me try my case. I will say that. I did not have the utter biased judge on that stand. He did let me try my case.
Okay, so you got to put your arguments forward,
Let me
and
put my arguments forward. There were some objections that were made against some of my questions, and he ruled in my favor. He did rule against me once, but frankly, he was probably right to do so. I was trying to get away with something there, but that's fine. But he did let me try my case.
And the prosecutor is going to put in a recommendation. Lauren Wickman, she's not a fan favorite around here, but let me ask you. Now the prosecutor for me recommended a suspended sentence with a $500 fine, and the judge completely ignored it and put me in jail for 6 months. But what are your feelings or thoughts with Lauren Wickman, and can you have any behind the scenes dialogue with her to say, hey, look, congratulations, you won the case, but let's not throw a guy in the dungeon when he hasn't hurt another person? Is that a possibility?
It's a possibility. There's also the possibility. So the process in Michigan is that he is interviewed by the Michigan Department of Corrections, and they take a look at everything from his health to his history to his upbringing to his education, any number of factors. Then they take a look at the crime. Since this is in essence a victimless crime, that will militate in his favor. Then they're going to come out with a recommended sentence in terms of, expressed in terms of months. And then I will get that recommendation. The sentencing's on a Tuesday. I'll probably have it the Friday prior. And then when we go to court, we argue and we see what the judge is going to do.
Okay, so the prosecutor puts in her argument, and then so you get to see what her recommendation is, maybe the Friday before the Tuesday sentencing, and then you go before the judge on Tuesday, September 24th, and then you guys will argue about what that sentence should be. Is that correct?
Correct. And I will probably also do what's called a sentencing memorandum. Basically, it's painting Garrett in a good light and begging for leniency in that way too. I will probably be writing one of those and filing that prior to the sentencing.
Now, some of the conversations that I've had with Garrett over the past couple of days have to do with dealing with, after you're convicted in Michigan, that there is this process of dealing with the probation department there on the Upper Peninsula. And you just kind of touched on that, and I want to go a little bit more into detail about that. So you're telling me that he has to then explain that to me. He's convicted of a felony. Now the probation department's reaching out to him. And now what do they want exactly? And what can Garrett do to mitigate his circumstances now?
Well, a large part of the pre-sentence investigation report, and that's what it's called, the PSI, is biographical information about him. Was he raised in a two-parent household? Was he raised by a single parent? His education level, his health issues. Those are the main parts of this. Then they include a copy of the arresting officer's police report, and then he's allowed to make a statement if he wishes. he can decline to make a comment. He can say something brief, and go from there. Then the judge will take a look at all those factors, and they'll take a look at his criminal history, and then they'll make a recommendation for the sentence.
Okay.
And at this point, he needs to play the game at this point. That's not a hill to die on.
No, because if he doesn't fill out that paperwork and go through their process, then they'll put him in jail before his sentencing. Is that correct?
They could, or they could, the sentence could get a lot worse if he doesn't cooperate with this process. I'm not saying it's necessarily fair, but that is the process.
Well, it doesn't matter if we agree with it. It's like voting. I continue to vote even though I don't have a lot of faith in the system, but that's the system that I have in front of me. That's why I continue to vote and participate in the process, because the system that is in front of me is the system in front of me. I want to change the system from within, but I believe that we have to continue to fight for our rights through the system created. Does that make sense?
It makes complete sense to me. I mean, there's a process here that has to be complied with. If you don't comply with it, it's just not going to react to your benefit. I've seen that happen before.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's the system might suck, but this is the system.
So then, all right. So then what we'll do is we'll try to just stay proactive. If you want to go ahead, counselor, and transcripts, then I will raise that $1,000, or we'll pull it out of the GoFundMe to give to you. And
I will contact the court tomorrow and send a formal request.
And then we'll take a look at the appellate attorney or two that you may have in mind. I'm also going to look, and I tell a lot of people this, but the way I find an attorney is I go on super lawyers. I look up on super lawyers. I know that some people can manipulate super lawyers, but that's typically how I've found attorneys throughout my entire life. And I turn 50 next month. So do you know of one of the top appellate attorneys in Detroit?
I work with one who I have immense respect with.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't necessarily agree politically, but she's always been very fair and diligent in her work. So I'll talk to you about that offline.
Sure. I totally understand. And anything else, Jim, that you want to add? I know you're exhausted from your week.
Garrett, if you're listening, buddy, I tried my best. I really did. I hope you realize that. I lost a lot of sleep on this. I don't know. I tried my hardest. I know you can't win them all, but I tried to win them all.
I know, Jim.
I got a good win-loss record, and I hate taking a loss.
No one likes losing. No, I don't listen. Every wrestling tournament I was ever in, if I made it to the finals and I lost, I felt like I was the first loser. I hate losing. I can't stand it. So I know that you can't stand it either from the conversations we had before we hired you. So if Garrett is listening, I would vouch for Jim in this respect that I voir dired this man intensely before we hired him. And he said he was going to go all the way and win and fight his hardest to win. So I'm sorry we take the L here, but I don't know if we would have got a fair trial up in that peninsula where it's all so blue.
I don't see, I like to think that it's going to be fair, but the deck was stacked against us. It really was in any number of ways. Yeah. It is what it is.
All right, Mr. Mikowski, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I'll be in touch with you this week. Obviously, we're going to be in touch for a while as we continue to make sure that we finish up everything. And then I'll look up some lawyers, and then, maybe we can talk to the lawyer you have in mind as well, the appellate attorney. And meanwhile, we can get the transcripts, and we can see if there's some holes we can punch in the transcripts just by reading them. And I'll show them here on the channel so that we can crowdsource some ideas and just do the best we can, you know?
All right.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate your
Take
time.
care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So now I got Big Mike backstage. Let's bring him on. There you are. Can you hear me okay now?
I can hear you good. Is everything looking good now?
Yeah, there we go. Now I got you.
I think my battery was dead in my camera, and I
That's
wasn't
okay.
getting, you know what I mean?
So you were in the courtroom when Mikowski was fielding the jurors, and then also when the trial began. Did
Yeah.
you think that Jim really wanted to win the case and that he did everything he could?
I don't know the guy, but I mean, he seemed smart. He seemed like he was doing his job. I can't. It's hard. First time I ever met him, so I can't judge the man's level of compassion. Just let you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
But he seemed like a smart, hardworking lawyer. He was definitely interested to hear even my opinions and thoughts. He wanted me to keep an eye on the jurors, see if I could read their body language and get a sense of things
Mhm.
like that. And so he was willing to think outside the box, which was kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't see him throw the case. He didn't purposely lay down on the
No,
ground.
I don't know. No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
He doesn't like you said. He don't like to lose, and who does? And why would he drive 420 freaking miles
Each way. Each way.
Yeah, each way to lose.
And then also
You know,
with the
that's a 9-hour drive if you're driving.
yeah, and there's
Yeah.
there's at least 10,000 people will see this video alone. So
Right.
I just got a feeling, you know, that we weren't going to get a fair shake up there in that little peninsula. Like you told me on the phone when we talked privately, everybody there worships the cops. Like it's a big cop
Well,
party.
here's what I noticed. The majority of the juror were female, and female do tend to lean pro cop because the safety aspect. Let's be realistic.
Sure.
You know, that's how I see it.
Sure.
And it's a small community. Everybody knows everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there were some interesting things that happened, believe it or not. Now, did you hear about the part where there was a social media post during one of the breaks? Apparently, a social media post popped up somewhere that appeared like it came from one of the jurors.
Oh, really?
All right. Yeah.
Where
and
did it appear at?
It was Escanaba Rant and Raves. It's a local website where the locals get on there to bitch about Escanaba.
It's a Facebook page. Escanaba Rants and Raves. It's a Facebook page, correct?
I'm not sure if it's a Facebook page or a website.
It's a Facebook page.
I've never looked at it. I don't know it. I haven't looked it up.
No, I was a member of Escanaba Rants and Raves before they kicked me out. So
Okay, and there was like 17,000 people, and that's half the population. Prosecutor brought that up.
Oh, so there was a social media post on Escanaba Rants and Raves during Garrett's trial, and it seemed like it came from one of the jurors?
Yes.
That's a mistrial right there.
So that happened. So they brought out 3 different jurors and asked them. Of course, they all said no, you know. But me and Garrett talked about it, and the way that place is, the profile that it was on could have been just a made-up profile. And one of these insiders could have posted something to make it look like it. It's easy to do in a situation like that. So it was kind of odd. I've never sat through anything like that. I've never seen anything like that. And they thought, because they knew I was there with him, they were worried about you showing up. They had extra police there. They brought in metal detectors. Everybody's running body cameras. They wouldn't be normally wearing body cameras. So there's body camera footage going on in there in the lobby of whatever they were talking about out there. So there was all kinds of weird things going on.
So this is Escanaba Rants and Raves. It's a private group, and I'll drop the link down in the chat.
It said something, they read it out. It said something of the effect of, come support Garrett. Everybody needs to come video the proceedings, blah, blah, blah. And so they assumed it wasn't hard for them to figure out what I was about. You know what I mean? Plus, I wasn't about to hide that. So I ain't scared.
This is pretty funny. This person posted this and said, "Rave to the city worker that stopped by my lemonade stand." And then right here, "Thank you, officers McDonough and Jet, for coming by." And then there's the cops. So this is the kind of sentiment that's going on
Yeah.
up there in Escanaba, that they really love cops. And this is what I had already been. Go ahead.
That's it. And it's not even I think they may have went Democrat last year, but I think they are Republican now. It seems like everybody's more of a Trump supporter up here than the only reason the Upper Peninsula went Democrat is because of big cities like Marquette.
Well, from what I understand, recently there was a recall, and they recalled the Republican county commissioners, and they then installed Democratic county commissioners up there in Delta County, and that is Escanaba, Gladstone.
Okay, see, I don't know what their politics are in Delta County. I'm just a guy who goes out and likes to video the government and expose them when they're being idiots. I want to test them to see if they know, understand, and respect my rights.
And then I asked you earlier, but you can tell me, you did get a chance to actually have a face-to-face with one of the jurors. Is that correct?
Yeah, I talked to one woman. She was waiting for a ride. I didn't ask her name because I didn't want to pry too hard, because she seemed like a nice old lady. And after talking to her, you could see that it wasn't easy for her.
What do you mean it wasn't easy for her? What did she say exactly?
Because she was one of the 4 that wanted to see the video again. And because they highlighted the fact that he gave him the command 15 times, made a request for him, gave him a command, whatever you want to label it as. And then he finally said, "This is the last time I'm telling you. If you take one more step, I'm going to arrest you." And
so, go ahead.
And so because they watched that, had it come up, everything up to that point, had that one more step had not happened, it'd been over with. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have been guilty, or at least there'd have been 4 of them that didn't think he was guilty, and the rest of them did. You know what I mean?
So then you're telling me the same thing that I was saying earlier, was that, remember my appellate hearing, the judge said he did step back.
Right.
There's verifiable photographic and video proof that I stepped back.
Right.
And then when the judge saw that, she was on my side in my appellate hearing.
Yeah. And I don't think he took one more step forward. I think it was more of an adjustment of feet just to get ready to stand there long term. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that was my spot. Let me get my stance good. And when he did that little bit of movement was the step. It's not like he stuck that foot out and was like, "There's the line, I'm going over it." You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that.
And what did she say? Did she say specifically it was that he took that step forward?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
One last step.
Wow.
They gave him 15 chances. You know what I mean? They played it like, we gave him 15 chances. We didn't want to, you know. They played that game, you know.
Okay, so
and it was the one step that did it.
Okay, so listen, I agree with Pepperbox, North Carolina here. Unlawful command 15 times. I believe that you should be able to walk up and record cops whenever you want, and there should be no limitation. Now, I'm putting a list of policies, procedures, and protocols in place specifically for the new organization that I've started with individual journalists. And so I believe that these judges are going to work against us if we don't take one step back and we don't actively film. Take your camera that you're pointing the cops, then point it down at your feet, take one step back, take one step to the side, then tell the copper, "I just complied with your order and I step back." Glick versus Cuniff says I have to be with 10 feet away. I'm more than 10 feet away, and I'm just filming this interaction. I'm a member of the press. And then, of course, you want to pull out your cop card or your trifold and show them, I invoke my First Amendment right to be the press right there. right there. Number 1, cop cited on your Fifth Amendment cop card. I invoke my First Amendment right. Turner versus Driver upholds the First Amendment right. It's your right to film police. Now, this goes around the clearly established prong. Once you show the copper the law and you show, even quote this, the circuit court case of Turner versus Driver that says that your First Amendment's upheld and you have the right to film police. I'm going to have Glick versus Cuniff on another card when I reprint them, because my lawyer used Glick versus Cuniff primarily in my appellate hearing. So now the lady who convicted him, she felt bad about convicting him. Is that what you're telling me?
She seemed like she did. I mean, she didn't seem like a mean old person. Like she looked like she generally didn't want to have to do it. I can say that about her.
Okay. And is she the only one that you got to talk to?
Yeah, she was the only one that didn't have a ride. She was waiting for a ride. Everybody else was quick to get out.
Mm-hmm. The other jurors just took off.
There
right
was
when-
one other juror there that was carrying out those boards for playing cornhole.
Mhm.
And I tried to offer to, hey, you need some help? You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that dude was just cold shoulder to me. No. So he wasn't going to let me ask no questions. I knew at that point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So Danelle Brown said, wait, I thought jurors aren't allowed to sway one another at all whatsoever. That's all the way up until the deliberations. And then they sit and they debate and they argue it.
Right.
And they need a unanimous conviction, all 12 jurors, to say that he was guilty. So that means the people who think he was guilty, then they start to dig into the ones who are saying not guilty and say, come on, no, come join us. Otherwise, they go to the judge and they say, we found him not guilty. So the people who are the guilt mongers, who are like, guilty, 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 they then will try to convince the people who are saying not guilty to join their side. And that's what they did in this particular case. And that's what
they use that one step to convince them.
Oh, they used... I'm telling you, they used that one.
That's what it was.
Wow, they used that
you
one.
You want to hear something else that was kind of mind blowing? I thought.
Go ahead.
So when Garrett's lawyer got up there and was questioning the rookie cop, I can't remember his name. I'm horrible with names.
Okay.
I was, watching him ask the question, and then I'd look at the cop. You know what I mean? It's kind of what your brain wants to do. You know what I mean? Follow the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to go turn my head and look at him, I swear to God, I seen that prosecutor's head doing one of these. She was leading the witness.
Wow.
So I told him about it when we broke for a recess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, next time when I get up there to do some questions, I'm going to stand right in front of her. So that's what he did. He pulled a power move, stood right in front of her. So she couldn't make contact with the witness. You know what I mean? So she couldn't lead the next witness, which was the trainee, the FOT.
Oh, so then Jim was actively not only taking mental moves, but he physically put himself in front and in the line of sight between the prosecutor and the copper to try to break their communication up. Is that correct?
Yep, absolutely. Swear to God.
I mean, I sat on the phone with Jim Mikowski for a really long time, grilling him before we hired him.
If you're still watching, Jim, that was a sweet move.
That was a sweet move, Jim. And it's like, and then what Andrea said here, Andrea said, it's all rigged no matter what you do. I mean, what was your feeling that with the prosecutor and the judge when it comes to putting him in jail? And what's your feeling? Because we're just going by feelings right now. No one can say any facts. So what is your feeling about if they're going to put him in the dungeon or not? You're just a regular guy who's an auditor. So what's your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, what's my thoughts? From my experience, I don't think they will put him in there. There's a strong possibility. But he's got a strong possibility they won't if he plays their game. Because like when he was talking about the probation part, the pre-sentence probation, another aspect of that pre-sentence probation is to see if he will comply with probation. If he will comply with that probation, that also helps him be a better candidate for regular probation after sentence versus going to jail. So that's another part of that aspect in itself. So you got to play that game for the first 2 months.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So he's got just under 2 months. Sorry, I had to move my station here a little bit.
Right.
He's got just under 2 months before sentencing. So what you're saying is that they want to see if he's going to be willing to acquiesce, to comply and jump through their hoops. And if he's willing to do that, then he's a lot more likely to get a lesser sentence, house arrest, ankle monitor, whatever.
Right.
Something
makes him a better candidate for probation versus incarceration.
Makes him a better candidate for probation over incarceration. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what else did there was some other things I wanted to touch on.
Yeah, I remember you took some notes. I remember you took some notes. You took a
well, there's other things off the. There's other things that I've thought of since then. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I've been thinking about it a lot. You know.
Mm-hmm. 1 second, Big Mike. So I'm just going to show you guys just real quick. This is what Press with Rancor was convicted for doing. This is his entire case right here.
Stay right there, sir. Do not come another step forward or you will be arrested for obstructing. I apologize. Oh, wait, you took another step forward, sir. Therefore, you're under arrest right now for obstructing. Put your hands behind your back. Oh, put your hands behind your back, sir.
How am I obstructed?
Put your hands behind your back, sir.
I'm not.
Do not reach for anything. Put your other hand behind your back. You're under arrest right now for obstructing. We'll get your license in a second, sir. Tough one. That's close enough right there, sir. Sir, that's close enough. Right there. That's close enough right there. That is close enough right there.
What are you saying?
I said that's close enough. Okay. Go back to where you were standing when I first told you that's close enough. No, going back up, please. I completely understand that. Stay right there. Do not take another step forward. I'll explain it to you in a minute. Sir, I just told you don't take another step forward.
You do not tell me what to do.
Yes, you can, because you're starting to interfere with my traffic stop.
Interference is a physical act.
I told you not to take another step forward, sir.
Interference is a physical act.
If I take another step forward, that is a physical. If I take another step forward, that is interfering with it. Do you understand that?
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am sure. What's that? I didn't hear what you said. Can you get that over flash out of my face, sir? No. Take that back, please. Sir, I told you to take a step back up there. Do you understand that order? Sir, do you understand that? Sir, I told you to take a step back up there. Do you understand that order? No, not yet. Sir, do you understand the order where I told you to stop up there?
What gives you the right to come there?
What's that?
What gives you the right to come
Once you start interfering in my traffic stop, then I have the right to give you an order.
Physical act.
I told you to stop right up there.
Interference is a physical act.
I told you to stop up there.
How am I interfering?
I told you to stop up there.
I don't care what you told me. I asked
that
you
is a lawful order, sir.
How is it a lawful order?
Because you're interfering with this traffic stop.
How am I interfering?
You are taking my attention away from them, which are lawfully detained.
Away from
no, you do not.
Oh, yes.
No, you do not.
Yes.
Sir, if you do not go back up there where I told you to stop, you will be arrested for obstructing.
Yeah, I'll give you one step.
No, back to where I told you, sir. Sir, if you do not go back up there, you will be arrested for obstructing.
I'm ready to go.
Keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. No, that is not where I told you, sir. Right up there. Right up there. Sir, where I told you.
You did not tell me where.
Sir, this is your last warning. You will be arrested for obstructing. Go stand up by your vehicle.
It's a physical act.
Sir, go stand up by your vehicle.
You do not tell me where to.
Sir, you are interfering with my traffic stop, therefore you obstructing. I'm giving you a lawful order to go up to your vehicle. This is your last warning before you're obstructed. Before you're arrested for obstructing.
Okay, so under threat of arrest.
Sir, I already explained it to you.
Under threat of arrest, right? You
That is the
you're gonna arrest me?
consequence. That is the consequence of your actions.
Of my actions.
Yes, sir.
So if I do not comply with you telling me to step back, you are going to arrest me for obstruction.
Yes, sir. Do you understand that?
I don't. No,
What's
I
that?
don't.
What don't you understand about it?
Where you get off saying I'm obstructing?
I don't get off anyway, sir. I'm doing my duty right now. Sir, return to your vehicle.
Obstruction is a physical.
Sir, return to your vehicle.
Are you aware of what prior restraint means?
What's that?
Prior restraint.
I don't understand the question.
Do you know what prior restraint is?
I don't understand the question.
So no, you do not?
Do you understand my orders that I'm giving you right now?
Your orders.
Stay right there, sir. Do not come another step forward or you will be arrested for obstructing. I apologize. Oh, wait, you took another step forward, sir. Therefore, you're under arrest right now for obstructing. Put your hands behind your back.
How?
Put your hands behind your back, sir.
How am I obstructing?
Put your hands behind your back, sir.
I'm not resisting.
Do not reach for anything. Put your other hand behind your back. You're under arrest right now for obstructing. Do you?
Going to
Okay.
doing what lawful means. When I am
Do you?
going to a fucking
Do
stop
you?
doing my job,
That's your job.
yes,
Okay.
I'm pressed.
Okay.
Means I
press
have the right
underneath
to
us.
fucking film you. And when you tell me where to stand, that's called prior restraint.
No, sir.
And when I refuse to do it and you arrest me, that's a illegal arrest.
No, sir.
That's
It's
unlawful
not.
arrest.
No, sir.
Yes.
It's not.
We'll see in court, won't we?
I think we will.
I think we will. You smug little piece of shit.
That night and stuff just go to his property.
Oh, you got it still?
Yeah, his truck's locked and we'll unlock it.
All right, I'm going to this property here then. I'll give you a cell phone, then I'll unbuckle them and you can get them out. Watch your arm, sir. I'm going to unbuckle you.
You really gotta do something about that fucking halitosis. I don't know how you put up with that shit.
Can you step out for me, sir? Can you grab me my... Hold on 1 second.
Sir, it's not.
Go in that room right to your left there, sir.
Right there.
Right in the room there.
Fucking touch me.
Right on that bench.
You don't have to assault me.
Good.
We can do.
I'm gonna search you real quick.
I do not consent to any searches or seizures. Want that on the record.
Okay. Body camera's active, but I have to search you before I bring you inside.
Well, now you know. You're aware. Piece of shit.
Anything on you that's gonna stick, stab, poke me, anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of.
What's this?
Go ahead, Luke.
Not
Arrested, get you. Unlawful arrested, get you. Oh, yeah. Let's see.
no. Can you release your hand, please?
I'm not fucking holding up. What you looking at, Chille?
Looking
Got
at you.
something to say?
Nothing.
Let's hear it.
I got nothing to say. I just told you that.
Let's hear it.
I told you.
Nothing.
Nothing. Go ahead and take a seat, please.
So Garrett now is convicted of a felony. He's convicted of felony obstruction. I read in the beginning of this video, I know Tanya earlier said that she didn't know what the statute was. I put it in the beginning of the video. You know, look, you have to invoke your rights. You have to invoke your rights and say your rights. And unfortunately, if the cop tells you to back up, you have to take your camera and point it down at your feet and take a step backwards. It's not what I want to do. I don't move my feet a lot because I'm more than 15 feet away. Now, when you're close like that and they tell you to step back, and even still, I would advise everybody, just so you don't go to jail, just so the judge doesn't grill you and stick you in the dungeon for weeks or months or even years on end, I would just take a step or two back and I would just film it and film your feet and show exactly what's happening. And then narrate, look, I step back. Now I'm more than 15 feet away from you, officer. Because remember, and this is the other thing that a guy who I'm friends with, I'm not going to say his name, but he said something to me that really made a lot of sense. When you're auditing and filming cops, you want to be sugary sweet as maple syrup with some teeth. You still want to press hard on that cop, but you got to think in your head that the judge is going to see the video. And the judge, I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you know that the judges are great big cop suckers. Put a 1 in the chat if you know that. BZ Watchdog's been a member for 4 months. I know that, BZ. You've been hardcore, brother. Thanks for all your support. I appreciate you, brother. So put a 1 in the chat if you know that the cop is that the cop is going to get sucked off by the judge, and that. So this is the whole thing. I'm writing right now rules of engagement for First Amendment auditors for another project that I'm doing, but I'm writing the rules of engagement. And I think that after my conviction and put in jail, then my conviction being overturned on appeal, then I got out of the dungeon, and now watching Garrett go through this, I think that we don't have to be extraordinarily nice, but we have to talk extraordinarily nice. Well, there's 10,000 jobs in the world you could have chosen. I don't know why you chose this one. You could do anything with your life. I don't know why you chose to do something like this where you got to put people in chains and cuffs. That is still hard hitting. That still hits hard, right? But I'm just saying it nice and I'm being nice. I'm going to get on the street and get some audits going. But to be honest with you, this is my 3rd week out tomorrow and my head is just now getting clear. I mean, I know I've had a few live streams, but it's been pretty hard. It's been pretty hard to get myself back online. Greg B, member for 27 months. Good to see you, Greg. Thanks for coming. BZ Watchdog, rules of decorum and rules of engagement. I'm writing it tonight. I'm going to have it all done tonight. I'll put it on my community tab so you guys can see it. I just know that these judges are going to work against us. I know that for a fact. I know that the judges are going to be ruling and working against us consistently. So let me bring on Big Mike one more time, just real quick here. Big Mike, you still around? What's going on, brother?
Yeah, I'm still here chilling. You know, there's a couple things I wanted to say real quick before I forget them. That place, they like to violate rights. All right. I've got proof myself of it. Did you watch that little video I sent you? Did you watch that, Chille?
Yeah.
That minute? Would you call that a rights violation?
Yeah, I would call that a rights violation.
Yeah, in Michigan, you can record in the courthouse. I've got proof because I've done it in 5 other courthouses. Now, when when they broke for a recess, I come out of the courtroom, and the other state trooper was there, the rookie, and I wanted to get a little bit of B-roll footage of him. And they told me if I didn't stop recording, they were going to trespass me and arrest me. And mind you, prior to that, without videoing, when I first got there in the morning, I talked to one of the deputies about videoing in the courthouse. He confirmed with me at the time that you can record in the courthouse. Later on after that, they brought in the big gorilla, and he's the one, he was a sergeant, so he overranked the other guy, and he's the one that violated my rights. He's the one that threatened me with arrest. I got that on video. I'm still working on a video with my time with Garrett.
I don't have that link. I don't have the link that you said you sent me.
You don't have it?
No, not in my email or my text. I
mean, I didn't get my full video edited. That 1 minute one I sent you. I haven't got my other one done yet.
I didn't get it. I watch about 50 videos a day, so I pretty much watch any video sent to me. But I didn't see the one that you sent to me. I don't even have a link. I'm looking in our text messages right here. I got nothing.
It's in your email.
It's in your email. Delete laws at Gmail.
Yeah, it's at your email.
Okay, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'll give you the floor. Go.
And so I've got a video that I'm working on with my 2 days of being with him that I'm going to present that in. So make sure you check that out. And but yeah, they're dangerous there. That dude was ready to go hands on. He didn't want to identify. So when they threatened me with arrest, I shut my camera off because I'm not there to create waves because of what's going on. But it turned out that me doing that highlighted exactly how they are there. It's unfortunate.
Right. I found that video. Do you mind if we watch it together?
Yeah, let's watch it.
Okay, let me pull it up real quick and I'll show it to you guys. This is from Big Mike Audits. This is the video that he just filmed this just recently with with Garrett. Let me copy and paste it and stick it in the tab we already have open right now.
Yeah, I'm working on finishing editing my full video because the way things went yesterday, I didn't get to have a session with him and his lawyer, and it is what it is.
Okay, so
I've been trying to figure out what to say.
Let's check this out from Big Mike Audits. This is what he filmed at the courthouse.
That's the other trooper involved in the case. That's him.
No recording on him.
Hey, if you're gonna record out here, I'm gonna ask you to leave. You're not gonna be allowed back in the building.
I thought this was a public area and I could
There's no
record.
recording in the
I think that was
courthouse by policy.
my
So you'd
policy.
be trespassing if you don't stop recording.
All right.
Are you done recording?
Yeah, sure.
If you come back in and record, I'm gonna arrest you.
Okay.
Wow. Hold
This
on a
is
second.
public area.
Listen now. Listen carefully here. I think that this is a civil rights. Bruce and Greg been with me for over 2 years each. Both been members over 2 years. God bless you, Bruce. I think this is a civil rights violation. I think this is a violation of his First Amendment right. Let's check it out again.
Hey, if you're gonna record out here, I'm gonna ask you to leave. You're not gonna be allowed back in the building.
I thought this was a public area and I could
There's no
record.
recording in the
I think that
courthouse
was.
by policy.
I'm sorry. What did he just say?
I thought this was a public area and I could
There's no
record.
recording in the
I think that
courthouse
was.
by policy.
There's no recording in the courthouse by policy. Well, that violates your First Amendment right. Your First Amendment right's not up to the policy of the courthouse in the common areas.
My
So you'll
policy.
be trespassing if you don't stop recording.
All right.
Are you done recording?
Yeah, sure.
If you come back in and record, I'm gonna arrest you
Okay.
for trespassing.
Gotcha.
Just give his name, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Can I get your name, badge number, real quick?
Don't record.
Wow. They created a policy that you're not allowed to record. They created a policy that you're not allowed to record in the courthouse lobby. That is completely and utterly unconstitutional. That's a violation of Big Mike's First Amendment right. This is the reason why people don't like you cops. You don't get to enforce your feelings. You're here to uphold our constitutional rights, to be the rights protectors, to protect people's individual liberty. And it's been bastardized and switched around. It's so unbelievable. Unbelievable. Mike, so listen. And now, Mike, let me just say something real quick. You did the right thing. We needed you in the courtroom. We needed you covering the courtroom. That was, if you want to see it, the mastering the art of timing, Big Mike just nailed it. We didn't need him to get arrested and to push his limits there. But now that we've seen this, what do you want to do about this, Mike?
Well, I definitely like to see something done about it. I've never had to deal with anything like this. You know what I mean?
You have to have
So,
standing, Mike. You have
yeah,
standing. We can't do anything about it unless you
it's
do.
a big learning. It's going to be a big learning curve for me. You know what I mean? I guess the first step is to file complaints. You know what I mean? They all have body cameras on, so I'm kind of curious. What's the 5 minutes of their body camera look like after I walked out? You know what I mean?
Interesting. Oh, wow. Have you?
And if you in that video, if you go towards the very end when I'm panning around and you can see like the mirror and stuff, you can see the one deputy that I talked to earlier. He's the one that I talked to about being able to. And if you look at him, when that sergeant is violating my rights, he's got his head, see, his head is down in shame. Look at that. That's the head down of shame because he just watched me get my rights violated. Boom. Shameful.
Because he's not looking at anything in particular. His head's just down.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not there's not a piece of paper or anything underneath of him. But Big Mike, just so you know, you have to have standing to do anything in the court. And now you have standing for them violating your First Amendment right. You should consider what your options are and what you want to do.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. I need to talk to somebody who knows a little more about this than I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But me personally, really, I'd really like to stick it to people like them.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and I mean stick it. Honestly, I'd like to take everything they're worth. Truth be told.
Yeah, but the thing is they have insurances and they got programs and they have groups and stuff like that make it so that you can't hold them accountable. I'm going to drop the link right now. Here's the link in the chat. There's the link to Big Mike Audits. Once you go over there and throw him a subscription, it only takes you a second to hit the subscribe button, but subscribe to Big Mike Audits. He jumped right in. All that I did was cover gas money. Tiny fraction of money for him to be able to get there and back. And so
it was a big help.
No, it's no problem. It's absolutely my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be able to contribute and help as much as I possibly can.
And Garrett gave me $100 too. I just want to put that out there. I thank him for that. I told him he didn't have to. Chille was going to take care of it, but he did it anyways, and I thank him for that as well.
Wow. Yeah. And then, you and I have both talked to Garrett this week, and we talked privately on the phone. I will leave our conversation private, but we could both sit here and tell the audience watching that he's having a hard time. Is that fair?
Yeah, he needs your support.
Yeah. He's having
Well,
a hard
watch a
time.
video and leave a comment and do something.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, if you guys can go to his page, Press with Rancor, I'll drop the link to his page. And thanks, Joel. Thanks for throwing
He's
in
got a GoFundMe too, don't he?
Yeah, he has a GoFundMe, and that money is supposed to go to the attorney. We haven't spent a single dime of it, so every single dime is still in that GoFundMe. Every single dollar that's been paid to the attorney has come out of my account and from the Venmo and Cash App that people sent me. The majority of the money in that GoFundMe is from my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal, where individual people sent me money, and I said, "Oh shoot, that's right. That reminds me. I got to make sure." I gotta send Caroline in Fort Worth. Someone sent me some money for her, so I gotta send her that money. I have not done that yet. Shoot, I'm glad we talked out loud. So anyway, so we still have all that money in the GoFundMe, and it's not all that money considering we owe Mikowski money. But you heard him; he's like, "Look, don't worry about it. You know, we got to get the appellate attorney." You know, how many attorneys do you hear say that? So that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. I'm super stoked that
I'm glad I got to meet him on a personal level too. You know,
Yeah.
Garrett, he's a deep dude. He's pretty cool. He
Yeah.
likes some interesting things. He's got a cool bird.
You know, I don't hate anything. I'm not a hater. I'm not a big fan of birds.
I like birds. I used to have a blue macaw.
I'm not a fan of kept birds.
Right.
I'm not
I feel
a
you on
fan.
that.
I'm not a fan of kept birds because they're just so loud. But anyway, listen, here's the link to Big Mike Audits. You guys do me a favor, go over there and drop him a subscription to his channel. Big Mike, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate seeing you. We'll see you on the next one. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be there for his sentencing too. So
Okay, September 24th.
yeah, I'll be there for that.
I'm going to try to get up there, but I you know, people say that of PTSD. I mean, people say PTSD, and I've heard the term PTSD for years, and I've had to have a lot of compassion for people with PTSD, but I didn't really understand what that meant. You know, people said I have PTSD. Now I understand what it means. You have execution paralysis, you get anxiety, you have a hard time firing. Sometimes I have a hard time waking up or a hard time going to sleep. Sometimes I have bad dreams about the dungeon. It's really, really affected me. It has.
Yeah, well, when you get arrested, especially by some bad cops who are really violent, it will forever change your perspective.
Oh yeah.
You go to jail, it will change your perspective. They treat you like less than.
Well, there's no good arrest. Every single arrest
No.
is traumatic and painful. And I've been arrested dozens of times. It's terrible. Now,
Yeah.
Fortunately, I've been able to beat those every time, except for once where I was convicted and that was just overturned. My conviction was overturned. But so we're gonna have you back. We're gonna have you back up in Escanaba for the sentencing on September 24th. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm only about 80 miles away.
Okay. All right, Big Mike. God bless you, man. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Anything else you want to
All
say
right.
before I cut you loose?
No, that's about it. Go show Garrett some love.
Sure.
Hit
You
that
bet.
like button.
Hit that like button. I'll see you on the next one. Later, Big Mike.
Yeah, later.
Okay. So there's Big Mike Audits right there. Listen, you know, it boils down to the fact that you may have to understand that you're going to face a judge, and the fact that that judge is going to be on the cop's side. I mean, do we agree on that? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. When you go in front of the court for filming cops or for activism, that the judge is going to be on the side of the cops. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. I mean, I think that that's true. I think that that's 100% true. I think that you're going to face a judge who's going to be completely and utterly biased against you. And when we talk about understanding your rights, there's nothing more important than understanding the clearly established prong. You know, so I want you to take a look at this real fast, and we're going to read it together. At the time of the official's, clearly established means at the time of the official's conduct, the law was sufficiently clear that a reasonable officer would understand what he or she is doing is unconstitutional. First, the official must show that their position's responsibility had a sensitive function that requires absolute immunity. First, the official must show that their position's responsibility had such a sensitive function that it requires absolute immunity. Second, the official must demonstrate that they were discharging the protected function of the position when performing the actions. Whether the facts the plaintiff alleges make out a violation of the constitutional rights, and two, whether that right was clearly established at the time the defendant acted. There it is right there. Number two, whether that right was clearly established at the time that the defendant acted. This is I didn't just start doing this yesterday. This is the reason why I tell you to invoke your Fifth Amendment right, show them the trifold, show it to your camera, make sure that the judge knows that you invoked your Fifth Amendment right. If you're filming cops, you want to make sure that you immediately invoke your First Amendment right. The very first page on the trifold is the First Amendment right to film police is upheld by Turner versus Driver. On your cop card, number one on your cop card. Thanks, Javro. Number one on your cop card. Numero uno on the cop card right here. It says right there, cop cited. And this card's just like your driver's license, your credit card. Number one, cop cited. Start filming and state, I invoke my First Amendment rights, 2017. Cop approaches and says, any words to you at all? While filming, state these exact words. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. What exactly does that do? What that does is it says whether the right was clearly established at the time the defendant acted. Isn't it ironic? It's Castro versus City of Los Angeles right there. So you want to make sure, listen, you want to make sure that you have it on you. You want to have a trifold in your visor, a cop card in your wallet. You want to show the camera. You want to show the copper. That's how you want to do it. That's how you want to do it. That's how you want to do it. I mean, there's no other way that I know of. That's the best way that I can think of, is by invoking your rights and showing your rights on a piece of paper. So this video here, okay. So have we completely exhausted this? Is there any questions that I did not cover? It's been, on a personal note, it's been pretty hard. It's been hard to deal with different personalities. It's been hard to raise money. It's been hard on my brain getting out of the dungeon. I'm physically not in the physical shape I normally am in. It's been, my sleeping patterns are all messed up. There's all kinds of weird things going on with me and what I'm going through as a person. So it's a struggle for me right now, but so be it. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. So this video is brought to you by Cleveland Area Body Cam, and this was 3 weeks ago. And I want to get into this a little bit because this is going to talk more about the things that we talk about every single day on this channel. Let's get into it, and we'll talk about it as soon as we get a break.
What are you doing? I just told you have no lights on. No, that's not a valid excuse. It is a valid. So either get out the vehicle or we're going to break in to the vehicle by busting your window. Burst my window, I'm pulling off right now. I need to talk to the sergeant. Like I said, I can walk my legs up out of here. I don't need you to put your hands on me because you haven't even given me the option to get out. You can stop talking to me, sir, because you black and you still don't get it. You are not. Stop talking.
Drop.
What's going on? Well, you have no lights on. Okay, I'm not gonna play this game with you. You have your license on you? I just told you have no lights on. It is a valid.
I stopped right here.
No. Okay. No, you weren't. I'm not. Where do you have your license on you? Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you that it's going to be obstruction if you don't give me your license. Okay. So do me a favor. Unlock your door. Okay. If you don't unlock your door, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Boy, the mistakes that are made here are just so vast. There's just so many mistakes that are made here. Okay, so what do we do first of all? What's the very first thing that we do? Team DLZ, what's the first thing that we do? What is the very first thing that we do? We are filming and we have our hands in touchdown position. This is on my armrest over here, and I'm filming with this hand. Sometimes I like the screen to be able to see me, and I can show the copper that he's also being filmed on the screen. So I'll face it to myself so that the copper can see that I'm filming him. My trifold, my license registration, everything is up in my visor. I know it's there for a fact because I put it in that broccoli wad rubber band.
3-4. What's going on?
3-4.
Well, you have no lights on. Okay, I'm not going to play this game with you. You have your license on you?
What are you doing with?
I just told 3-4. What's going on?
3-4.
That is not on our list of protocols that we do here on Team DLZ. You do not say, I want to know why you pulled me over. The cop is not going to tell you why he pulled you over. He may not. In the state of California, it's a law now that they have to tell you, but that's not what you do. You immediately pull down your license, registration, proof of insurance on a laminated card, and you slip it out the window and you give it to that copper with nothing else to say. It doesn't matter the reason why he pulled you over. He has every right. The 2014 case of North Carolina versus Heenan says that he can make a mistake and pull you over, and you still have to go through the protocols. So the very first thing you do is you reach up to your visor where you have your trifold. You got your broccoli wad rubber band. Everything's up in the visor just like this. You slide that bad chicken out and you go, here's my license, registration, proof of insurance, just like that. Just like that. And you never, ever, ever deviate from that.
Well, you have no lights on. Okay, I'm not going to play this game with you. You have your license on you?
What are you doing with?
I just told you, you have no lights on.
No, that's not a valid excuse.
It is a valid.
It's not, because I wasn't even moving. I stopped right here.
No.
That's where I was parking.
Okay. No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
I'm not. Where do you have your license on you? Okay, well,
right there, when you say that you're not giving the copper your license, you now are obstructing official duties. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. It's true. You are obstructing official duties. If you don't give him your license, you have to give him your license. It's not the rules that I want. I'm working within the system that's been created before I was born. I don't like this system. I don't agree with it. I think the driver's license is a scam. A lot of you agree with me. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. The driver's license is a scam. It's a total scam. But if you don't give the guy your license, he can arrest you and take you to the dungeon.
I'm going to tell you that it's going to be obstruction if you don't give me your license.
What'd I just say? It's obstructing official duties.
Okay. So do me a favor, unlock your door. Okay. If you don't unlock your door, yes you do. Yes you do. Yes you do. I don't need to call my sergeant. No, I don't. Okay. Okay.
She said something. Listen.
I don't need to call my sergeant. No, I don't.
You're here specifically to take care of my needs.
Okay.
I ask you to call your
No, no. So she said that you're here specifically to take care of my needs. Is that true or is that false? Is that true or is that false? Put it in the comment section. Is that true or false? I'm going to go. Hold on. Let me type mine in real quick. There it is. False, false, false. Michelle said it's true. Michelle, I wish you were correct. That I mean, I think that's probably supposed to be the policy that cops are there to serve you, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I think it's false. I think they're there to revenue collect. What do you think the goal of the cop is? What's the goal of the cop? The goal of the cop is to pull you over, arrest you, impound your car, take you to the dungeon, and steal your money. Running a trifold special this week. If you get the trifold, go to deletelaws.com with a Z. Get the trifold. You get the fancy broccoli rod rubber band in the mail with it. And then I'm also going to give you the Fifth Amendment cop car driver and the Fifth Amendment cop card non-driver in the mail 100% for free. The blue card is the driver card. Look how smooth that bad chicken is. Just like your credit card, just like your license. I'm also, with your purchase of one trifold that you get in the mail, I'm then going to send you everything in my store for free. I'm going to email you everything. So make sure your email address is 100% correct. And we're seeing it.
Okay.
I haven't done anything wrong. I pulled over a car.
You did not.
Yeah, I did. I stopped right here. And I'm not in here. So you're lying. Literally,
Okay, well, we have a camera that shows your vehicle in motion.
after what? I turned off the lights.
You parked in a fucking driveway down there.
So what?
And then you
Listen to him lose his cool. She's not doing it right. And so you give the chance for the cop to flip out on you.
I turned off the lights.
You parked in a fucking driveway down there.
So what?
And then you pulled out, you blacked out, and you pulled over here. You're driving.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's a traffic offense.
No, it's not.
It is. It is.
It's not. I have my lights on.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Are your lights on now?
No, because I
Okay.
turned them off because I
You're
parked.
also illegally parked.
How am I illegally parked?
Are you not blocking this driveway? Thank you. So either get out the vehicle or we're going to break in to the vehicle by busting your window.
You bust my window. I'm pulling off right now. I need to talk to your sergeant.
Janae, we're not doing
I
this.
need to talk to your sergeant. I haven't done anything wrong. I was trying to stop, and I
No.
realized I was in front of a fire hydrant, and when I kept trying to go forward, y'all yanked on me and pulled the lights. I haven't done anything
You
wrong.
don't have lights on.
Yeah, I know because I parked. I don't have to have lights on when I park.
Car hit a tree,
I
now
haven't done
it's upside
anything
down.
wrong.
You're not parked.
I am parked.
Now? You weren't.
When I turned the lights
No,
on.
you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
No.
Yeah, I was.
No, you. No.
Call your sergeant. I want to talk to him.
I'm telling you right now,
I'd like to talk to your sergeant.
once you get out the vehicle, I will call my sergeant.
No, I'm not getting out of the vehicle. You have to call your sergeant.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I can do my job, then call my sergeant.
No, you don't.
Yes.
No.
You're refusing to get out the car right now.
Yes, because there's no reason for you to pull me out of the vehicle. I haven't done anything wrong. I tried to park.
Hey, just bust the window.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you right now, you bust my window and I pull it off. So do what you want to do.
Here.
Do what you want to do, because I will pull off. And I will pull off. There's no reason for you to yank on my car. Great, I already have one. I'm not stupid. You guys are trying to hurt me.
No, we're not.
No, she may not be stupid, but she's not doing any of this correctly. I believe that she's not stupid. I believe she doesn't understand the policies, procedures, and protocols that we have to implement for ourselves so that we don't get put in a dungeon, so that we don't go in front of a judge. You can't tell the cop you're going to drive off if you break my window. Cops shouldn't be threatening to break her window. Do we agree on that? We all agree. She's nonviolent. She's just being annoying to the cops, but that's not a reason to smash her windows and grab her. That's what I'm talking about. And this is what I was talking with a friend about earlier. Leadership can't take away the right of the state to tax us. Who thinks that the income tax is theft? I do. Who thinks regular taxes are not? I do. Regular taxes, not your income tax. There has to be taxes for a country to run, period. I don't like taxes, but it's the income tax, the 1913 income tax created with the 16th Amendment. That's the thievery. But look at what the leadership in this country has done. Let's listen to it again. I'm just going to go back a couple seconds here.
I haven't done anything wrong. I tried to park.
Hey, just bust the window.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Just bust the window. Just bust the window. Your tax dollars are being used to train cops to say, just bust the window. There's a lot of real crimes in Cleveland, Ohio. There's a lot of real crimes. But what did they say? Just bust the window. That's what leadership does. Leadership changes that policy and says, you can't bust people's windows. Put a tracking device on her car and let her drive away. Then when she comes out to get her car, it's gone. It's been impounded. You don't need to bust people's windows. You put a tracking device on the car and say, okay, if you're not going to comply, do whatever you want. Let her drive. Then wherever she ends up, you impound her car. She should be put together. She should have her license, registration, and proof of insurance on a laminated card just like that. We now have the technology to change the policies, procedures, and protocols of these jackboot thug pigs. It's leadership. It's about leadership. It really, truly is. Somebody taught these cops that this was the right thing to do and the right way to treat people. That's wrong.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, you bust my window and I pull it off. So do what you want to do. Here. Do what you want to do, because I will pull off. And I will pull off. There's no reason for you to yank on my car. Great, I already have one. I'm not stupid. You guys are trying to hurt me.
No, we're not.
That don't mean shit. I can't even see your camera. Exactly. So what are you talking about? No, I'm not stepping on them. No. No. There's no reason for me to get out of the vehicle. I tried to park. There is a fire hydrant in my view. I'm trying to pull past it. Y'all are wrong.
We're not wrong.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Seriously. So I'm telling you, you bust my window, I'm pulling off.
Okay.
I need to talk to your sergeant.
He's on his way.
No, I want to talk to him.
He's on his way. An 18.
What are you pulling me over for?
The unit coming here. Please come from the west side of the street and go east down the
What are
street.
you pulling me over for?
I already told you.
No, you did not.
I did.
Specify.
I already did.
Specify.
You have no lights on. You were driving with no lights on once you pulled out the. I already told you. I'm not having this fight with you.
So why are you pulling me over?
I'm not having this argument with
So
you.
why are you pulling me over?
I'm not having this argument.
Because you're wrong.
Put a one in the chat. If it doesn't matter if he's wrong, he can still smash her window and torture cuff her.
You want to talk to my sergeant? He's on his way.
So there's no need to be staying here anymore.
Yeah, there is. My job's not done. I'm glad that you think you know how to do my job better than I know how to do it. You did. You did. You did.
No, I did not.
Okay. Like I said, my sergeant's on his way. You can talk to him. Yep.
Granite store. She got from the store, go with the face mask.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. It's on. Yes.
People right in front of this car. She might try to pull off.
Everybody, welcome Chris. Thank you, Chris. Welcome to Team DLZ, my friend.
She stuffed something next to her buckle for the seatbelt. Now.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think they're going to escalate it and smash her windows. Do you think they're going to smack her windows? Do you think they're going to smash her windows? I think they're going to smash her windows.
All right, quit reaching down beside your seat. She's stuffing something in her waistband right now.
Yeah, it's in her waist. She already did it. She took it out of her bra.
Yeah, if you work with us, that's the difference between a summons and going to jail.
Open up.
If you work with us, that's the difference between a summons or going to jail. If it was me, they'd be taking me to jail right away, right now. And she's black. They would take me immediately. As soon as I didn't comply, they'd smash my windows open and beat me up and put me in those torture cuffs in 2 seconds flat. If you don't comply, they will smash your window open, put you in torture cuffs, beat you up, and take you to the dungeon. It's that simple. It may not be right, but that's the system that we've allowed to be created around us.
Up the car now.
Here. We're not doing this. Open the car door. I'll go for your.
Does anybody have a? I have one. Sure.
Oh, what? Yeah. You want to do that, dear? We're past that. Your window's gonna get broken if you don't start cooperating.
So let's talk about that real quick. So MT Law said, sorry, Chille, I want too much for the laminated. It's not laminated. It's indestructible trifold. It's made out of polypropylene paper that cost me 5 cents. It doesn't cost me 5 cents to make. It costs a lot more than that. By the time you get it, I'm $5, $6, $7 in, depending on how many you order. Because I also include this broccoli wide rubber band. What you're paying for is you're paying for the process that I've taught, the years that I've studied constitutional law, the touchdown position that I've invented here over time, the processes that I've taught you to put your license, registration, and proof of insurance in a laminated card. MT Laws, do you have yours do you have your license, registration, and proof of insurance ready to go? Did you make a photocopy of your driver's license, a laser copy, not the actual license in the laminate? You want to make a photocopy or a laser copy of it and stick the front and back of your driver's license inside the laminated paper. And then, so I teach a real serious process here that your phone goes here in this hand, and then your trifold goes up in your visor with this broccoli wide rubber band that I put in an envelope and I sent off to you. So now I know you have everything you need. I can't do this for you. I would do it. Your current registration, your current proof of registration, your current proof of insurance, the most recent one, not the old one. Because now you've taken the power out of the cop's hands and you put it in your hands. And then thirdly, I do have a right to make a living. So I do make a little bit of money from these things. But then what I do for you, MT Laws, is I also give you the cop card, and I give you the driver card and non-driver cop card 100% for free. Additionally, what I do is I give you everything I sell in my store 100% for free, including my ebook, my digital poster you can print out yourself. And then I give you a digital copy of this in black and white so you can print out multiple copies and give it to friends and family. And so what you're paying me for is the years of knowledge that I've studied constitutional law, the process of using the touchdown position, making sure that I put a broccoli wide rubber band in your envelope. And then additionally, I give you the cop cards 100% for free. So that even if you're not in your car and you're in a friend's car and you get pulled over, you got those Fifth Amendment cop cards in your wallet. So yeah, that's what you pay for, man. And this is what I do for a living. I do this full time so that I can run for office, become the governor, and then change the policies that cops can smash your windows instead of just taking a little tracking device, stick it right in your wheel hub and going, okay, we put a couple tracking devices on your car. Have a good night, ma'am. Do whatever you want. There's going to be a car that follows you. Eventually you're going to come outside. Your car is going to be towed. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, MT Laws. And thank you for your support if you can afford to buy it. And oh, by the way, if you can't afford to buy it, I'll give it to you for free. Because someone else in the chat will buy one of these trifolds, and then I'll get an email from somebody and they'll say, I can't afford it. Will you send it to me for free? And then I'll put an envelope in, and then I'll stick everything in the envelope and I'll mail it out to somebody for free because you bought one. So I just want to be 100% transparent with you.
She's stuffing something in her waistband, by the way. Open the door. Yeah, I know. Open the door. Open the door. You are making the situation worse.
That's funny.
How it is.
If I call somebody right now,
You call whoever you want. They're gonna get arrested.
I mean, look at this woman. She's got her car taped up. She's low income. She doesn't have a lot of money, and she doesn't need her window smashed. Put a tracking device on her car and let her go.
my face. I haven't done anything wrong.
Dear, undo your seatbelt and step out.
No.
Yes.
For what? You haven't
We
even
told
told me
you.
why you pulled me over.
We told you why. You're driving.
Bro.
No, everybody welcome MT Laws. I appreciate your comment, and I appreciate the chance to explain exactly what I do and how I do it, and the reason why I charge money for my knowledge and the time and energy that I put into doing this. And put a 1 in the chat if you've gotten a free pair of cop cards from me in the mail. Put a 1 in the chat if you got an email from me with everything that I sell for free. I'm trying to give back. At the same time, MT Laws, I do have to make some money to keep the wheels on the car and keep going and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to address that. I appreciate you, MT Laws. You're more than welcome here.
I'm gonna take this off. There you go. Your hands on your head.
No.
Oh no.
Simple. Put your hands
Stop.
on your head.
Oh no.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Don't listen.
They're going to abuse you, honey.
What the fuck?
Put your hands up. Put your arm out. Hold your arm out. Hold it.
Don't pull me. I can get out by my damn self. I can get out by my damn self. You damn sure ain't gonna rip me up. Because I can walk my 2 legs out by my damn self. Like I said, I can walk my legs out of here. I don't need you to put your hands on me. Like I said, I can get out by myself, sir. I can get out by myself. You want to let me go so I can get out? Because you haven't even given me the option to get out.
Step out of the car. You
Get the fuck off me so I can get out.
Get out the car.
Fuck you, bitch.
Okay.
Get the fuck off me.
That's what we're gonna do.
Why would you tase me? Stop.
That's a failure of leadership right there. That's a policy, procedure, and protocol that can be changed by the governor of the state. You don't tase people. You don't jerk them out of their car. If they're not going to get out of the car, fine. Just put a tracking device on the wheel hub of their car and let them drive. Follow the car, impound the car. You don't have to grab people and tase them and beat them and torture cuff them. Let people do what they're going to do. Let them pay the price for their actions. She's going to come outside. Her car is going to be gone. There's no reason to do this to her. She's just unintelligent. She'll learn when she comes outside and her car is gone. You don't need to grab her and do these things to her. This is horrible to watch.
That's what we're gonna do.
Why would you tase me? Stop. I'm trying to. Get off me.
Step
Get
out
off
right
me.
now. Step
Get
out.
off me.
Get out of the car.
Step out. Get off me.
Get out of the car.
Can I get out of the car?
It's your last warning.
Can I get out of the car?
Yes, come on.
All right, so get off me.
That's not how it works.
The fuck?
Get out. You're about to get out. You step out. That's how it works. You're about to get tased.
I'm trying to. Y'all won't let me go. Get off.
Get out the car.
Get out the car. What is wrong with you? What is
Let me remind you, this is for her headlights being off. She's being treated this way because her headlights were off. And then she didn't comply.
wrong with you guys?
How many warnings
What
you
the
need?
fuck?
Give me your hand.
For what? For what? Why would y'all do this to me?
She got stuff in her hand too.
I have
several warnings.
Yeah, and you didn't let me get out. What is wrong
Open your
with
hand.
you?
Open your hand.
So when you look at these 3 guys right here, when you see these 3 coppers right here, what do you think? What do you guys think? D'Angelo, thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate it. But what do you guys think when you take a look at these 3 coppers right here? What do you think of them? I mean, let me tell you what I think. I don't think that these 3 men were born evil demons. I don't think that. I think that they've been taught policies, procedures, and protocols that are brutal, inhumane, and barbaric. I think they've been taught to treat people this way. That's what I think. Now, do I dislike them? Absolutely, I dislike them. They were taught to do this. They were taught to do this to people. They were trained to do this to people. This is the part that has to change. This must change. This part right here must change.
Give me your hand.
For what? For what? Why would y'all do this to me?
She got stuff in her hand too.
I have
several warnings.
Yeah, and you didn't let me get out. What is wrong
Open your
with
hand.
you?
Open your hand.
It has
You got-
money in it.
Just put another cuff right here.
What the fuck?
Anthony Pisano, I see you, buddy.
Why would y'all do that?
You were given multiple
Y'all
chances.
supposed to be active PD.
You're given multiple chances.
Right, so
No, you didn't give me
if somebody
multiple
give you
chances.
lawful order, you're supposed to follow them. They tell you to get out the
without
car,
being
get out the car.
fucking beat on.
Ain't nobody beating on you.
You weren't beat on. You
just
gave
punched
you
me in my
multiple
face.
chances.
So how is that not getting beat on? You just punched me in my fucking face and wouldn't let me get out the car.
I gave you several chances to get
No,
out the car.
you did
know what
not.
you didn't do? Get out of the car.
No, you fucking
Got
did.
it?
Okay.
Stuck on something.
Just take your time.
Just
man. You
take
good?
that. Take this off right
Push it
here.
away from your body.
Just take this off.
Push it up.
Push your arm up.
So,
The
come on,
fuck?
Tyler. There you go. Beautiful. This could have been all so simple.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have put your hands on me,
All you had to do was
now
get
I'm
out the
calling
car.
for a police suit.
You can file for whatever you want. All you had to do was get out the car.
Hey,
Yeah, barely.
let go of your fingers.
The fuck? What is wrong with
All on
y'all?
your side.
No, you're not. Get the fuck off me.
Since I'm gonna twist you up, okay? So you want to sit there for a second?
Fuck.
All right.
You're tripping.
Maybe next time comply with what
I didn't do anything wrong. No, I didn't. Why are you taking my keys?
You're going to jail. What do you mean?
What do you mean I'm going to jail? I have no reason to go to jail. No, I don't. How was I obstructing resisting? Y'all opened the door and told me to get out. And y'all let me get out the car. What is wrong with y'all? No, you didn't. And when I told you let me get out, you would not let me get out. No, you didn't. You punched me in my face.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you.
It's all body cam.
Yeah, it is. You punched me in my face.
Yeah. No. You wouldn't listen.
The fuck? I didn't have enough chance to listen. Y'all punched me in my face.
Okay.
What the fuck do you mean? He just punched me in my face.
So look, I'm certainly not going to take the cops' side. You guys know that. I'm not on the side of the cops at all whatsoever. So this is brutal, inhumane, and barbaric treatment. When technology can solve it, technology can solve this problem. You put a tracking device on her car and say, you can do whatever you want. We're going to track you. Someone's going to follow you. You're going to come out. Your car is going to be impounded. No one's going to touch you. Look how many cops are there. You know how many cops it would take to follow her? One. It would take one cop to follow her and track her and then call the tow truck to come impound her car because she didn't follow the policies, procedures, and protocols of giving your license, registration, and your proof of insurance. I don't agree with it. That's the system we have in place now. The treatment she's being treated with is inhumane, barbaric. It's disgusting. If you're not going to comply and you don't want to follow the rules, okay, fine. You're going to come outside, your car is going to be gone. We don't need to do this to people anymore who don't want to give their license, their insurance. Here you go. Go ahead. Do whatever you want. She got this far in life. She's going to be able to get to where she's going. Now send all the other coppers home. Go ahead, guys. Everybody can go. I'm the one copper. I'll just follow her. You follow her to her house, to her business, to her grandma's, wherever she's going to go, to the park. And then you call in a tow truck and you impound the car. But you don't need to do this to people. You coppers, are you listening? And this is a failure in leadership, a failure to grab the new technology and implement it. It's ridiculous. What we're seeing is ridiculous. There's no reason to do this to her. You can always reach me on email. You can always reach me. If you're missing an order, go to dlzclips@gmail and send me an email. Or if you want to see me, want me to review a video, go to deletelaws@gmail.
For real? Y'all act like I'm a violent offender. I don't even have no violent felonies. What the fuck is wrong with you that you had to punch a girl in the face? I didn't do nothing wrong. No, I didn't. What did I do? What did I do? Because you still ain't saying nothing. What did I do? What? Then you have no reason to pull me over.
Failure to identify, obstructing official business.
How did I obstruct?
It's a bad felony.
Y'all tripping, bro.
You have any medical conditions that we need to know about?
Yeah, I do. Number one, I have asthma. Number two, I'm schizophrenic. Number three, I'm bipolar. Number four, I'm mad as shit right now. I do have irateness from all of the behavior y'all have given to me. And number five, I don't fuck with y'all. I don't fuck with y'all. I have never in my life did anything to be this punched in my face for. Never. You can stop talking to me, sir, because you black and you still don't get it. You are not for me. Stop talking to me. I had no chance to. You instantly told me you were going to tase me before I even could get out the car. The fuck you mean? No, you didn't. Shut up. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. The fuck? Y'all tripping. I do listen. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. The fuck? Yeah, and you didn't. No, that's not true. Y'all told me to get out the car. I said I have no reason to get out the car. Then you said I'm going to tase you. Can I get out the car? The fuck? Y'all tripping.
Hey, miss, we're going to stand you up, okay? Ready on three. Bring your knees up to your chest. Okay?
Thanks, Willie.
We're doing this just so it's not for you, all right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go. We're going to bring it back here to this food, all right?
Thanks for coming, Dale.
Yeah, I see.
Do you have anything that on you that may hurt me?
No.
Shabendu got it exactly correct. She needs mental health, not torture cuffs.
Anything on your bra?
No.
Thanks for coming, Roger.
34.
Have a good night, Roger Lane. Everybody say goodbye to Roger.
Yeah.
Take care, Roger. Thanks for coming, buddy. Appreciate you. Roger gifted out a bunch of memberships to everybody today.
Hey, dear, we're going to have to take a seat in the cruise until the EMS gets here to check you out, okay?
Blue murder gloves.
Can y'all turn off my mom's vehicle?
We can turn it off for you, okay? Hey, you turn off the car. Thank you.
Can I sit on the ground? I would like to sit on the ground
It's okay.
until the
It's too bad. Jump in there.
Come on.
Put your feet there.
I would like to sit right here until the car.
Right. And why is that? I mean, let's take a look at why she doesn't want to get in the car. Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Chuck, for the super chats. I super appreciate it. God bless you, man. check this out though. I'm just going to zoom in here real quick. Take a look at why she doesn't want to sit in the car. She's in a cage, little slits in the window. They're going to put her in. They're going to put her in this tiny little place where she barely fits, and then they're going to seatbelt her in, which is like locking you in to the tiny little claustrophobic dungeon. It's absolutely horrible.
Why are y'all doing this? You still don't listen.
They're doing it because you won't comply with their orders. Look how many cops are on the scene. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least a half a dozen we can see in the frame. At least a half a dozen coppers are in the frame that we can see. Technology can solve this. It'll save the taxpayers a ton of money. We'll become more humane. We'll become more tolerant. And you know what? You won't have to take people to the dungeon because you can still raise all the revenue you want without having to take people to a jail. Could you imagine that? You don't have to take people to a dungeon. We can change the system. It takes leadership.
I just want to sit here until the EMS comes. For what?
Listen again.
For fucking you stop talking to me because I don't even like your dumb ass. I don't give a fuck what you fucking like or not. Stop talking.
And there it is right there. There it is right there. Let me drop the link for this video down in the chat so you guys can go over there and drop them a like and tell them. I think that's the link for the video right there. And this one, Andrew said, when every encounter with a police state enforcer could lead to your death, when can we consider that a use of deadly force? Even being pulled over, you could be dead with no recourse. That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct. I've got about 5 more videos that I wanted to show you guys today. I kind of ran out of time because I didn't plan on spending that much time today on the things that we did, but I just want to make sure that we covered Press with Rancor's trial completely. You know, Press, if you're out there and you hear this, man, I know you're going through some stuff, dude. And I know this is hard, but you've got backing, and people who are backing you do have your best interest at heart. So like I said, you know, if you donate to me directly for Press with Rancor, put Press with Rancor on your Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. Otherwise, use the GoFundMe, which we haven't even tapped yet. We haven't taken any money out of that GoFundMe yet. So I really appreciate all your support. Thanks, Chad. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. D'Angelo, Chille, I bought my trifold 2 days ago. Forgot to add extra non-driver for my son. D'Angelo, I will check and see if your order's gone out. All orders get shipped that day or the next day. So I'll check your order. If not, D'Angelo, just shoot me an email, dude. I'll send out the cop cards for you. Send me a copy of your order. And then I'll just, if we already shipped it, I'll just send you another pair of cop cards for free. Okay. They are available. These are available on my website. They're $10 if you guys want to buy them. I do appreciate the support, but I've given away far more of these than I've ever sold by far. I sell these for $10 for a pair or 2 pair for $15. You guys are more than so. D'Angelo, just shoot me an email. Go to dlzclips@gmail and send me, hey man, I need you to send me another pair of cop cards. I got you, D'Angelo. Thanks for your super chat. I really appreciate it. Really means a ton. I appreciate that. My first super chat, and I'm Canadian, but I still enjoy and learn lots on your channel. Thank you, Chille. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome, Chris. I'm Alaskan. I was raised in Alaskan. So I was raised in Alaskan. Is that what I just said? I think that is what I just said. It's just unbelievable. You know, yes, Kevin, I will have hoodies on Tuesday. So just so I know, my friend Steve is waiting on a hoodie. Shanta is waiting on a hoodie. Shanta in Ohio. She's waiting on a hoodie. And then I have two people waiting on posters. Hoodies and posters will be in on Tuesday. I'll ship them out on Wednesday. So hoodies and posters will be in on Tuesday. I'll ship them on Wednesday. We hit 600,000 subscribers. Hey, woo. Now let's overturn Terry versus Ohio, get cameras in every courtroom, get me into the governorship so I can change the policies, procedures, and protocols of these jackboot thug pigs. That would be absolutely amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, J Robinette, we get the orders out lickety split. We don't have any shipping snafu right now. If you didn't get an order, it's from before I went to jail. We're getting the stuff out super, super quick. You guys saw the other day that Chille was in here and Chille said she didn't get her order. And I said, just wait a minute. It's in your mailbox. It was in her mailbox that day. Just so you guys know. Because she said the other day, I didn't get my order. I ordered 3 trifolds. It was in her mailbox. I can show you her email, but I'm not going to. But she'll come in and she'll tell you, yeah, it was in there. We get them out. Lickety split. You guys take advantage of the special that I'm doing right now. Go to deletelaws.com right now. Get a trifold, deletelaws.com with a Z. Get a trifold. I'm going to give you the cop cards for free, and then I'm going to email you every single SKU in my store 100% for free. Print out extra trifolds, give them to friends and family. It's not going to be on the indestructible paper, but it'll work just fine. It'll go around the clearly established prong so the cop loses qualified immunity, and that's what I care the most about. So anyway, listen, I got to get the flock out of here. I'm absolutely... Scrubzilla was here. Bruce was here. Can you get an OTVO in the chat? OTVO in the chat, if you would, pretty please. It won't matter anyways, Sammy. It always matters, Sammy. It always matters. Nice to see you, Sammy. Melissa, thank you for coming. Bill, thank you for coming. Cloud, thanks for coming. Stacy, God bless you. Anthony, Willie, Ryute Audits. What's going on, Ryute? Good to see you. The Joker was here as usual. Scrubzilla, love you, buddy. Michelle, thanks for coming. OTVO, Jack Boot, Thug Pig, Mama Lion. Good to see you. Sorority, how are you? Bree, thank you for coming. I super appreciate it. I super appreciate it. I want a free Chille t-shirt. I don't know if I have any more in stock, but I really appreciate you wanting one. I'll get, you know what? If I can get enough people that want to get them, I'll print out another batch of them. Soy Leal, what's going on, Playboy? I saw Jeff Hates Pigs. I actually saw Mrs. Pigs in here today. That was pretty crazy. I haven't seen Andrea, it's always good to see you. Bruce, Greg, all the moderators, Chuck P. Not only is he a moderator, he's a good friend. Danelle Brown, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Shakur Capital, always my friend. I appreciate you. There's the Jeff Hates Pigs. Jeff Hates Pigs. Jeff Hates Pigs. Thanks, Jeff, for coming. I didn't see Cope Doggy Dog. Michelle, do me a favor. Go to deletelaws.com and order a trifold, and I'll give you everything else for free. Or order a pair of cop cards, and I'll still work on getting you everything for free. But let's keep us going. Let's keep us going. You got to keep wheels on the car. Got to keep the juice going. We got to keep the juice going. We got to get more and more and more till we get to a point where we get to the top and we can run for governor and become the governor of a state. There's only 50 governors in the entire United States of America with 314 million people. So it's a pretty coveted position. And then we can change it from the top down. That's what matters the most. Anyway, listen, I got to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you guys on the next one. Mikey B. Later, Gators.